All rise. Call the case. Criminal case number 1800244. People of the Philippines versus Andrew Magdalena Pedro for the crime of alarms and scandals under Article 155, Paragraph 1 of the Revised Penal Code for the presentation of evidence by the prosecution. Appearances. For the prosecution, Your Honor, we are ready to present our witness, Carpio Christine May. Your Honor, we will be presenting today the complainant of the said crime. She is the neighbor of Andrew Magdalena Pedro, who heard and personally saw Mr. Pedro discharge multiple gunshots in his garden that caused alarming danger to the people residing near the house of the accused. For the defense, ready, Your Honor. Alright. Mrs. Carpio, can you comprehend in English, or are you comfortable in having a conversation in English? Yes, Your Honor, I am comfortable. On the witness stand, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, ma'am. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Please state your name, age, and other personal circumstances. I am Christine May Carpio, Filipino, 21 years old, and lives at 217 Tango Padre Garcia, Batangas. Your witness, Fiscal. Your Honor, we are offering the testimony of this witness to prove the material allegations in the information, to identify the accused in this case, and likewise, to identify some documents to this case, and to testify on such matters as may be relevant, Your Honor. With the permission of Your Honorable Court, we may proceed, Your Honor. Proceed, Prosecutor. Mrs. Carpio, you mentioned that you are the neighbor of the accused, Mr. Pedro. Is that correct? Yes, I am the neighbor of the accused. May we ask, are you somehow related to the accused? How did he end up being your neighbor? No, we are not related. As far as I know, the house next to us belongs to Mr. Kaloy Pasha, but they moved to the United States about a year ago. The accused is a friend of Mr. Pasha and gave the consent to temporarily live in his house since he is still homeless at the time they went to the state. What is it like to be Mr. Pedro's neighbor? Pedro has always been shy. For the first few months, we never really had a decent conversation because he drinks almost every night and invites his friend over, and whenever they're drunk, they will just scream and curse at each other in the middle of the night. What actions did you take upon hearing their screams and curses in the middle of the night? At first, I did not take any actions at all because I thought they were just having fun. But when days passed, it gets worse and worse. When they're drunk, they often start a fight and end up getting hurt. And does this happen often when they are drunk? Yes, it happens very often. Mrs. Carpio, can you identify and verify this firearm and this image of the garden? Yes, this is the firearm that Pedro used that night, and this is his garden. Mrs. Carpio, can you please explain to us what happened that night of the incident, specifically the 17th and 18th of September of this year? That night, as usual, he was drinking again, but this time he was alone. Me and my husband was awakened due to Pedro's scream saying, "Hayop na buhay na ito." When we peeked through our window, we saw Pedro discharging his firearm 10 times in his garden. We could not speak nor take action to what we saw and was only thinking that maybe Pedro is only going through tough times. But the next night, at 1 in the morning, we heard again Pedro screaming. When we peeked again, Pedro discharges his firearm 15 times in his garden. From that, I realized that I needed to take action because it is a matter where our lives are at stake, with the probability that the bullets might be discharged in our own houses. That is why I decided to report it to our local police station, in order for us, his neighbors, to be safe even at our own homes. No further questions, Your Honor. If Mrs. Lolita Bolilla is ready, Your Honor, we will be presenting her next hearing.